Coming up on this edition of ATV News.
This building is dedicated to advanced language learning.
There's more than just classroom learning going on in the newest building on campus. We'll take you there.
I was successful against all odds.
We'll show you a true Aggie's definition of success.
So I'm actually super grateful this was here.
We'll show you how the USA is encouraging students to register to vote.
With as sunny as it is today, you are going to freak out when you see it tomorrow. Unless you let me warn you about it in weather.
You know how the homecoming game went. I'll tell you what records 2 Aggies broke.
All that and more, this is ATV News.
From the campus of Utah State University in Logan, Utah, the Department of Journalism and Communication presents the award-winning newscast, ATV News.
It was built with peace, freedom, and friendship in mind.
USU's new building brings cultures from around the world right to Logan's campus. Welcome to this edition of ATV News. I'm Jackson Day.
And I'm Addison Stoddard.
You may have seen construction south of Old Main. Now the building is complete. On Friday, Mehdi Haravi cut the ribbon for the new Global Teaching and Learning Center on campus. The state of Utah, O.C. Tanner, and the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints are major donors for this building and all had representatives at the event. USU's foreign language classes were spread across 4 different buildings and now will have a home here.
Language skills are essential in many careers in today's increasingly globally interconnected economy. So this building is all about student success, preparing students for careers after college.
Ward says these classrooms are designed for comfortable conversations. There is also a reflection room for meditation and prayer. This building is now open for students to use. Do you know who is on your ballot for Congress and the state legislature?
Election day is less than 3 weeks away.
Utah has 4 representatives in the U.S. House. Cache Valley is in U.S. House District 1.
We have 3 candidates running for that seat. Republican incumbent Blake Moore assumed office in 2021. He is up against Democrat Bill Campbell and Libertarian Daniel R. Cottom. Senator Mitt Romney is not running for re-election. 3 candidates are running for that seat. Republican John Curtis, Democrat Carolyn Gleich, and Independent American Carlton E. Bowen.
According to the Pew Research Center, 65% of Americans say they feel exhausted when thinking about politics. If you feel this way, the USA is trying to help. People pet pups, put away pretzels, and registered to vote yesterday at the first event of Aggie's Vote Week. It may seem pups and pretzels have little to do with politics, and event organizers say they're fully aware. They say they hoped the dogs and snacks would make politics seem less scary and more approachable. Students say the dogs and snacks did in fact motivate them to show up and make registration a priority.
I was planning on it, but I didn't want to make time for it, and so it was just kind of in the back of my mind. So I'm actually super grateful this was here because it's all taken care of now.
Event organizers say thanks to the dogs and pretzels, about 50 people registered to vote during the event. Continuing their Aggies Vote Week, the USA will host Kahoot Night tonight at 7 and a patriotic-themed dance tomorrow at 8.
Now back to elections, let's look at the state races. Utah has 29 state senators who represent districts. The current Utah Senate Republican majority has 23 of the 29 seats. The other 6 are Democrats representing part of Salt Lake County.
State Senate District 2 covers part of Cache and Rich counties. There are 2 candidates running here.
The Republican incumbent is Chris Wilson. Democrat Nancy Huntley is running against him. The Utah House of Representatives has 75 seats. Republicans hold 61 of those seats. Democrats 14.
House District 2 covers about half of Cache County, and there are 2 candidates running.
The Republican incumbent is Michael J. Peterson. He is facing Democrat Tom Liljegren.
House District 5 covers the bottom half of Cache County. Casey Snyder is running unopposed. Eastern Cache Valley is House District 3.
The Republican candidate is Jason E. Thompson, who is running against Patrick Belmont.
The Utah State Legislature has a website with a map to help you figure out who represents you. Put your zip code or street address in the map, and then it will highlight your district, and if you click, it'll bring up your representatives.
You may be familiar with carving pumpkins this time of year, but have you ever recreated famous stories or scenes with them? I went to the North Logan Pumpkin Walk to show you how people took Halloween decorations to a whole different level. 41 years ago, Ida Butler painted a pumpkin scene outside her family farm.
Some neighborhood kids who she knew had vandalized some of her pumpkins, and rather than being cross and angry at them, she recruited them.
Each year, the displays got larger, and eventually the event moved to Elk Ridge Park in North Logan. Logan natives and people from different parts of the U.S. visited the Pumpkin Walk to see displays of popular characters, music, and movies, all made out of pumpkins.
It's not just local. We have people that plan their family reunions around this event.
Cutouts like this are just one of the activities kids can do at the Pumpkin Walk. As people made their way around the park, they found their favorite scenes, met characters such as Spider-Man and Cinderella, listened to music from each scene, and finished with getting a donut from volunteers. Weaver says hundreds of people volunteered to help the Pumpkin Walk run smoothly. These volunteers create the displays, grow pumpkins, and dress up as witches and other characters to help out.
We'll have volunteers the 3 days before the event that carve the jack-o'-lanterns.
YSA Stakes and young men and women groups carved hundreds of pumpkins to line the walkway of the park.
We've been doing this for years.
The event is held every year at Elk Ridge Park.
Have you ever felt from your responsibilities? With midterms this week, the Merrill Kazir Library says students need a breather and is hosting events to help them. People looking for a break painted ghosts, ghouls, or really whatever they wanted onto old-timey photos yesterday. The photos, which show the USU campus at the turn of the 20th century, are copies of real photos from the library's special collections. Library staff say they hoped this activity would be fun and easy, regardless of how much energy or brain power the artists had left after midterms.
You can do it a little blobby, you can do it a little messy, and it will still look like a ghost.
Candy and snacks were the only motivation for some, leaving as soon as they got what they wanted. But library staff say they're okay with that. Tonight, the library will host Halloween-themed team trivia from 7 to 9. Joining us at the desk is Kaylee Moss with weather. I was at that library event, and I just loved the spirit of Halloween that it really started to give.
Yeah, with activities like that, I'm really starting to feel the fall vibes, but is that going to show up in the weather anytime soon?
Yeah, I mean, you guys, we've made it through the middle of October and the weather is still so nice, but the temperatures are beginning to drop and it looks like fall season is finally here to stay.
We're looking at the leaves falling from trees at Old Main here on campus. The current temperature is 76 degrees.
Listen to me. I am captain of the track team. And if I'm late,
she doesn't really think she's going to get out of here, does she?
Be nice. She's new. Hello, is anyone there? Ugh!
Wow. Even from our standards, you look awful.
Oh, sweetie, what happened? Me? My friend Becky got to talk to this super cute boy, and I tried to act like I wasn't jealous, but I so totally was. And then out of nowhere, this concrete barrier just popped up. Maybe it was a semi.
You mean you were driving?
Yeah. I mean, I know the whole eyes on the road thing, but this was a super important text. Maybe you have to know, Becky.
Texting? Great.
But it was only like 5 seconds, and I'm a really, really fast texter, so it wasn't even a big deal. Actually, has she texted me back yet? Wow, I get like no bars in this place. I wonder if they have Wi-Fi here.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
To wrap up Utah State's homecoming week, the annual parade took place on Saturday morning. Businesses, clubs, sports teams, and people from all around Cache Valley waved in the parade down Main Street. The annual parade starts at 10 a.m. and runs along Main Street from Center Street to 800 North here in Logan. This year, weather for the parade was the best it's been in years. People were seen in sunglasses and shorts. In years past, weather for the homecoming parade has been rainy, cloudy, and cold. This year was a different story. There was a high of 80 degrees. This parade is also a well-known event in the valley that brings in people from all ages. Year after year, it is an Aggie tradition that keeps alumni, students, and families coming back for more.
Welcome to ATV News. I'm Kaylee Moss. Jumping right into the national radar. You may have heard or seen the reports of Hurricane Milton that came through and ran through the peninsula of Florida. Fortunately, the storm has weakened and now is just a post-tropical cyclone in the Atlantic Ocean. There are currently no active storms on the coast, just in the Atlantic Ocean. If we take a look at the west, on the west coast over here, we do see some heavier rainstorms in the state of California and Oregon. However, we do not expect those to be coming through Utah. The rest of the nation is looking pretty clear. And if we jump to our state radar, we can see some scattered showers. They are coming up from New Mexico and Colorado. And they will be passing through Utah. So we will see some rainstorms pass through Logan tomorrow, as well as some cold fronts throughout the rest of the week, as well as just some colder wind as those temperatures start to drop. As we look at our 7-day forecast, it has obviously been an absolutely beautiful day today with a high of 77 degrees. Like I mentioned, those temperatures are dropping, and tomorrow they are dropping 20 degrees with a high of 57, and that rain is coming through like we saw on that state radar. On Friday, it is going to be more overcast, but on Saturday, that sun is popping back out and is here to stay throughout the beginning of next week, but the temperatures are also here to stay, staying in the 50s and 60s range. Fall season is officially here, so it is time to pull out those fall sweaters, those fall sweatshirts, and enjoy all of the fall festivities. You're all caught up on weather. Back to you at the desk, Jackson.
Thanks, Kaylee. USU is a school with lots of traditions. One of the most popular involves kissing.
From as far back as the middle of the quad, hundreds of students waited in line for their turn on the A Block Friday. The USU Student Alumni Association says this year's homecoming True Aggie Night has new attendance records. Some kissed their significant others, while others were on a mission to find someone to kiss.
I don't know where the night's gonna take me. I might become a true Aggie, I might not.
While some did not find luck, others found success.
I was successful against all odds. Yeah.
Right here in the old main bell tower is where the True Aggie tradition started over 100 years ago in 1917.
And this is what the tradition looks like now. It used to be that they go up onto the bell towers to kiss people, but that became a fire hazard, so now they just have this little A and people line up at midnight and kiss.
Some couples are more creative than others, and for some, it just doesn't go quite as planned. But people in the crowd say that makes it all the better to watch.
Yeah, I like it. I'm talking to lots of people. It's funny, entertaining.
The tradition's executive said this year there was 553 couples that kissed over the A, with some going multiple times.
She's like, yeah, I just went up. And I was like, cool, you want to go up again? And she's like, sure.
After you kiss, you get a certificate saying you are an official True Aggie. Kaylee Moss, ATV News.
If you want to get in on the action, the next True Aggie Night will be Friday, November 15th.
Joining us at the desk is JT Miller.
JT, are you a True Aggie?
I am. I'm actually a two-time True Aggie. Yeah, True Aggie Night is one of my favorite traditions here at USU, as is the homecoming game. Coming up in sports...
Let's go again and just take it one play at a time.
I'll show you the plays the Aggies made to get back in the game. And in high school football, I'll tell you the highlights and how things seem to be going wrong on and off the field.
We can do, I think, to kind of like make this space, I think, interdisciplinary.
We'll show you where you can combine your interests with technology.
Hey Aggies, welcome to the Arc. Campus Recreation Fitness is aimed at giving students a fun yet rigorous exercise program that's also social and dynamic.
Our fitness program currently consists of a ton of different classes that you can jump into up to 74 different times a week, with classes ranging from HIIT, body blast, cycling, yoga, Zumba, you name it and we have it.
Stop.
Come check us out at the Aggie Rec Center as we love seeing new friendly faces.
Get your game up.
Look at me. Hey.
Raymond, look at mommy.
Maybe the light hurts his eyes.
Maybe she's just not hungry. Maybe he can't hear us. Maybe we're not stimulating him enough. Maybe it's a phase.
Avoiding eye contact is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
Body language. Without saying a word, it can tell you so much. Like someone is having a stroke. Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time. Time to call 911 immediately. The sooner they get to the hospital, the sooner they'll get treatment. And that can make a remarkable difference in their recovery. Learn the body language, the sudden signs, and spot a stroke fast.
That interception by senior Jet Elad was one of 3 caught by UNLV during the homecoming game. Welcome to ATV Sports, I'm JT Miller, and let's kick off with the homecoming recap. On Friday, the Rebels took on the Aggies at Maverick Stadium. The Rebels scored the first touchdown with a 5-yard rush from senior wide receiver Kylan James. Later in the quarter, the Aggies make a comeback as Spencer Petra fakes the Rebels and our camera by handing it off to Rasul Faison, who scores the first Aggie touchdown. Going into the second quarter, the Rebels scored not 1, not 2, but 3 more touchdowns, ending the first half 41-7. In the second half, the Aggies start to make a comeback, with Petras passing the ball deep to Hestera, who catches it in the end zone for another touchdown. Later in the quarter, Petras completes a 13-yard pass to Jalen Royals. Then in the fourth quarter, grad student Brock Lane completes a 6-yard pass, bringing the score 47-28. The Rebels then make their final points with a field goal. The final score was 50-34. Coach Nate Dreiling says they will improve how they start their games.
We need to be able to get back to a neutral mindset and be like, and just say to ourselves, hey, relax, let's go again and just take it one play at a time.
Although they didn't have a 41-point play in their playbook, Dreiling says they do have plays that work, plays that help junior Jack Hestera and senior Jalen Royals set new records of 2 wide receivers having 10-plus catches for 150 yards in a game. That same day in high school football, Ridgeline took on Mountain Crest, where it seemed like everything kept going wrong. First off, the scoreboard went out before the game even started, so they brought in a game clock in the back of a pickup truck. In the first quarter, the Mustangs had the ball at the 2-yard line, but a sack from the Riverhawks sent them back to the 5-yard line. Later in the game, Ridgeline experienced some bumps and bruises as junior Cooper Clark hurt his leg after a tackle and had to be driven off the field. Junior Landon Perkins got into a nasty tackle, which put the game in timeout. But he was able to walk it off right after. Then during the third quarter, the backup clock went out. Later on, when Mountain Crest had the ball, a pass meant for junior wide receiver Micah Clements was intercepted by a different junior wide receiver. Graham Livingston from Ridgeline takes it from the 55-yard line, crosses the field, and runs it all the way to the end zone, scoring another touchdown for the Riverhawks. The final score was Ridgeline 42, Mountain Crest 3. In women's volleyball, the Aggies faced 3 Mountain West opponents this week. They first played the New Mexico Lobos on Thursday, winning 3-1, almost hitting that 3-set streak. But on Saturday, the Aggies took on the Air Force Falcons, where they got that streak, winning each set with 25 points. And last night, they went all the way to Reno to take on the Wolfpack, where they went to 5 sets, losing the last one, ultimately putting an end to their 4-match winning streak. In soccer, the Aggies hit the road to play 2 games. On Thursday, they went to Laramie, Wyoming to take on the Cowgirls and suffered their first loss in the season, losing 0-2. But on Sunday, the Aggies went to Fort Collins, Colorado to take on the Rams, where they were able to kick the ball in the net. Sophomore Summer Diamond assists junior Tess Wirtz, who makes the first Aggie goal. Avery Vanderven scores next for the Rams with an assist from Mia Casey. After that, neither team scored another goal. The match ended in a 1-1 draw with both goals in the first half of the game. This is the 3rd draw of the season for the Aggies and the 2nd in the conference. They're now ranked 23rd in the nation. You're all caught up on sports. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, JT. The USU Library says they are creating a more functional space for you. Kelly Winter takes us to the library to show us one of the new additions this year.
When you think of the library, you might think of students studying, but at the USU Library, there is something new that provides a change of pace from the usual. The Innovation Hub in the South Atrium of the library is full of technology for everyone who visits.
As far as the hub in general, it's here for educational purposes, and it's also here to promote research and collaborations.
There are 3D printers, VR headsets and a VR room, a haptic pen, a 3D scanner and crafting equipment. They also have study spaces that have whiteboards and TVs, and a shush booth. You could scream in here and no one could hear.
The Innovation Hub's hours are the same as the library, and you don't have to walk through the library to get there.
The new door on the west side of the library goes directly through the Innovation Hub, and staff says they're more than happy for you to just stop by. You can use all this for educational purposes or just for fun.
Honestly, we have students coming in between classes using the VR headsets just to play a game for an hour. So it's really for anyone, for whatever purposes they might need.
Before this was here, you might have only seen equipment like this in engineering or STEM classes.
We can do, I think, to kind of make this space, I think, interdisciplinary, especially connecting just more than STEM, humanities as well into technology.
The Innovation Hub staff says all they want from you is to stop by and create. Kelly Winter, ATV News.
The Innovation Hub staff says they'll continue to add technology and are taking student suggestions on what to get.
Thanks for watching this edition of ATV News.
You can watch this and other editions on our Facebook page.
We'll leave you with another look at the homecoming parade.
Have a great week, Cache Valley.
I'm one unlucky guy. The chance of being involved in a robbery is 1 in 757. The chances of being struck by lightning. 1 in 750,000.
Please fasten your seatbelts for unexpected turbulence.
The chances of being a victim in an airline crash? 1 in 29 million. Hey, could I get some peanuts? The chances of being involved in a car crash are far greater than lightning strikes and plane crashes. And if you are texting while driving, your risk of crash increases 23 times. Now, I may be an unlucky guy, but I don't have to be part of that statistic, and neither do you. Drive responsibly.
I can't help but think of forever when I think of you. In dreams and in love, there are no impossibles. If I know what love is, it is because of you. You are my heart, my life, my one and only thought.
I know that I'm falling in love with you.
That's Bistro, The Junction, Noni's Cafe, USU Dining Services, Love.
Coming to college with high male expectations? Don't be fooled.
No. Oh,
Are your male expectations not meeting your reality? Let your male expectations become your reality at USU Dining Services.
Imagine what you'd see if every child had a book to read. 'Cause every kid across the nation deserves a book to read, and we can make it happen right now. No, I don't know what you've been told, but kids with books learn so much more. So the mission is for us to get a book to each and every child. So let's join hands, book people unite, unearth hidden passion. Come on, have a good time. To motivate some magic, to change the writing on the wall, writing on the wall, and make a difference. One book can inspire a child. One book can be the first thing that helps to change a life.
Read to a child today and spark a lifetime of ambition.
Listen